So today is all about trail cams, right? Maybe we see some wild animals caught on these trail cams, not you spying on your neighbors. All right, none of that type of stuff. All right. So this video is trail cam captures what no one was supposed to see. And if you knew, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the fam. Let's check these out.
The inventor of the trail cam had one goal: to provide humanity with an exciting new means of documenting the comings and goings of wild animals. For the most part, the groundbreaking device has successfully accomplished this mission. On occasion,
that's always fascinating and crazy to me. I never knew that till I saw that on one of these videos, that they just shake them off like that.
And however, a trail cam captures what nobody was supposed to see. Don't believe us? Check out these 15 weirdest things ever caught on trail cams. Tired elk. Everybody has an item of clothing that's so stylish and comfortable that they just never want to take it off. For some people, it's an old sweater that's kept them warm through decades of winters. For others, it's a pair of shoes that's helped them power through long walks and intense workouts. In the case of this elk in Colorado, it was a 20-pound car tire. The elk's unique sense of style was first documented on a trail camera all the way back in 2019.
So he like rapper now, that's his big gold chain or something, you know what I mean?
Environmentalists quickly began searching for the animal, but had trouble tracking him down. So much trouble, in fact, that it took them 2 whole years to determine the creature's precise location. When they eventually managed to do this, they had to shoot the elk with a tranquilizer dart in order to subdue him for long enough to remove the tire from his neck. This also required them to remove the elk's antlers, which we're sure he wasn't too happy about when he woke up. Thankfully, elk grow a new set of antlers every spring, so this forest fashionista will be back to strutting his stuff in no time. Now let's get ready for today's missing topic. Before we continue this look at the weirdest things ever caught on trail cams, let's take a break to discuss today's missing topic. This picture was captured by the trail cam of one very confused hunter a couple of months ago. According to the owner of the camera, he set up the device on the banks of a lake not far from his home, hoping to get an idea of the types of wildlife that visit the area. When he went to review the footage captured by his trusty trail cam, he was shocked to see this image, which seems to show a bear captaining a boat through the waters of the lake. Some who have viewed the image online have even suggested that the mysterious creature is not a bear at all, but instead a type of humanoid that has managed to avoid human detection, maybe even a Bigfoot. Of course, there are those who say this picture is either a hoax or just a result of a bear unwittingly climbing into an untethered boat just as it left the shore. What do you think? Are we looking at the world's first bear pirate? Or is there a more logical explanation for this shocking image? Let us know where you stand in the comments by using the hashtag missing topic, and we'll be sure to check on your thoughts on the matter.
See, those are the things right there that make me hesitant about going to the cabins. I'm still gonna go, but every time I go, I peek out the door first, now stick my head out, look both ways, like I'm trying to cross the street, then I proceed outside.
Hey, did you know that if you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you're more likely to win the lottery? So what are you waiting for? Mystery creature. If you thought the creature featured in our missing topic section was mysterious, just wait until you see this next entry. The footage we're about to show you was captured by a nature lover as they enjoyed a hike through the Appalachian Mountains. However, after what they saw during that hike, it's safe to say that they're probably not a nature lover anymore. This profoundly unsettling video shows an unidentified creature watching the hiker from behind a log. Now, we'll admit that the footage is a bit on the blurry side, but it's certainly possible to make out some of the animal's features, and it's safe to say that it doesn't resemble anything that's known to live in the Appalachian Mountains. Arguably, the most striking of these features are the animal's eyes, which appear to shoot upwards from the head as opposed to resting in the face like those of most animals. This unusual...
All innocent, like he's trying to play hide and seek with you, when in actuality, the other two could be flanking you from the side, getting ready to swoop in on you like a velociraptor or something.
Quality allows the unknown beast to observe the hiker while keeping the rest of his face firmly hidden behind that aforementioned log. Even more disturbing is the fact that these eyes appear to be completely black, a quality often associated with cryptids and beings from evil realms. Not much is known about the person who took this video, but we sure hope that we're able to get out of the mountains without any harm coming to them. Lost girl. When you set up a trail cam in a remote area of land, one of the things you definitely don't expect to capture a photograph of is a little girl. And you certainly don't expect to capture a photograph of a little girl surrounded by a bunch of deer in the dead of night. We're guessing that's why this image caused such a stir when it first appeared online.
But that ain't no deer behind her.
Here, we see a young girl.
Maybe that's her dog. Hopefully that's her dog.
Who couldn't be more than 7 or 8 years old, investigating a trail cam as her deer friends look on, almost as if they're waiting for her orders as to how they should react to the strange new technology. But the eyes of the little girl and the eyes of the deer are aglow, illuminating the darkness and adding a whole new layer of creepy to this image. Since this image first started doing the rounds, a number of concerned citizens have been able to identify the lost girl, and we're pleased to report that she is, in fact, not lost at all. This image is one of a series of photographs depicting the girl and her dear friends exploring the woods late at night. The series was created by Illinois artist William Harper, although exactly why he decided to create it in the first place remains a mystery. USA Jaguar.
Whoa.
In the remote Santa Rita Mountains of Arizona lurks El Jefe, a magnificent beast who holds the distinction of being America's only wild jaguar. Sure, there are countless jaguars living comfortably in zoos all across the nation, but only El Jefe has the freedom to roam and hunt that is enjoyed by his jaguar brothers and sisters in the animal's native Argentina. While authorities have discussed attempting to apprehend El Jefe in the past, it's been decided that it's more beneficial for him to continue his life in the mountains, as it
Bro, you see that on a trail cam, I ain't coming outside until they find him. And then I ain't even gonna know it for sure if it's only one. Nope, I'm working from home for the rest of my life, bro. Uber Eats and Walmart deliveries.
provides insight into how an animal can survive in an environment so wildly different to what he's meant for. And El Jefe is not just surviving. This big cat is positively thriving. Trail cam footage has allowed researchers to identify the animal as an adult male in the prime of his life with no serious health conditions. Footage of the animal in action shows him hunting, sleeping, and even playing in the Arizona wilderness. Essentially, he's living the kind of life that all cats, big and small, would kill for. And if nobody were to even try to capture him, he might just do that. We're sure you'll agree that it's best we leave El Jefe where he is and continue to admire him from afar through the magic of trail cams.
Far, far, not just afar, far, far.
Fox hunter. Foxes have a difficult relationship with the world around them. They've long been demonized as hunters and opportunists, known for snatching beloved family pets in the dead of night. On the other hand, foxes have long been subjected to cruel hunts by humans in the name of sport. And now, with the release of this footage, it seems that foxes have a whole new threat to worry about. And if you ask us, it's a lot more frightening than some old rich guy riding a horse. The video was uploaded to TikTok shortly after an environmentalist set up a trail cam on their property. At first, we see a lone fox, happily enjoying a meal, which the owner of the trail cam left out for the hungry animal. Seeing this often stigmatized creature chowing down on whatever is in that bowl is actually quite a heartwarming way to start off the video. Sadly, things take a dark turn when a mysterious dark shadow sweeps across the screen. By the time the shadow has exited the frame, the fox has disappeared. So what is this shadow? Did it swipe this unsuspecting fox? And if so, where did it take the poor animal? Extinct mouse deer. The Vietnamese mouse deer, also known as the fanged mouse deer, is a very interesting animal indeed. As you might have guessed, the creature is native to Vietnam and is quite a bit smaller than the average species of deer. The mouse deer's small stature allows it to remain well out of the sight of predators, which is why the animal was thought to be extinct for 3 whole decades. Sightings of mouse deer began to decrease towards the end of the 20th century and eventually dried up entirely. After a couple of years without any reported encounters, experts just assumed that this extinct species of deer had finally died out following decades of dwindling numbers.
Now, I know everybody's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. How do we get this mouse deer? Is it what we're thinking? The combination of a mouse and a deer, and I don't even know how that even works. Size, proportion, and everything. It's just not possible in my mind. So how did this hybrid of an animal, like, where did it come from?
You can only imagine their surprise when a hiker reported observing an animal fitting the description of a mouse deer. Although authorities were skeptical at first, they eventually set up a number of trail cams in the area in which the sighting took place, and sure enough, they managed to capture these truly remarkable images of a truly remarkable creature. Along with hundreds of photographs, the trail cams shot videos of a lone mouse deer searching for food and shelter while anxiously looking for any potential threats. Efforts are now underway to determine just how many mouse deer exist in the wild, as well as to establish what needs to be done to rebuild its population. Bear Boogie. The Jungle Book is a true cinema classic and has been a favorite of children and adults alike for more than 50 years. Because the original animated version of the film was such a huge part of so many people's childhoods, it's easy to understand why there is such an uproar when Disney announced it would be producing a live-action remake of the movie in 2016. Maybe Jungle Book fanatics would have been more receptive to the idea of a live-action remake if Disney had just shown them this piece of footage instead of the official trailer. This video was recorded by the BBC, who set up a number of top-of-the-line trail cams in some of the most...
Hey, I ain't mad at them, bro. When you gotta get it, and it's at that spot that you just can't reach, man, you know how to get some time, bro. I know exactly what he's going through.
Remote regions of Canada, intending to document the habits of the area's grizzly bear population. It's safe to say that the broadcasting juggernaut got much more than it bargained for. Instead of footage of bears fighting or hunting, the camera crew came away with this baffling video of a supposedly terrifying grizzly bear joyously dancing with its back against a tree. The bear's dance moves are so mesmerizing that they've put even the animal itself into a trance, as it seems to be completely oblivious to the camera that's recording every second of its Jungle Book reenactment.
It just need that music to go in it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. That's all it needs.
Cat vs. Fox. In an earlier entry, we talked about the various threats that foxes have to deal with during their nocturnal searches for food. It seems that list is constantly expanding, and the latest addition to it might surprise you. This video was captured by a TikTok user in the United Kingdom. It shows the uploader's cat locked in a heated standoff with a fox, who, according to the uploader, was attempting to steal an egg from their garden. While most cats wouldn't dare confront a fully grown fox, this particular feline is not willing to let that egg go without a fight. Through a series of hisses and stern meows, the cow forces the fox to back down before chasing it off, banishing the intruder from its territory and claiming the egg as its own. It's easy to get caught up in the intensity of this encounter and overlook the fact that this heroic cat is missing one of its front legs, which makes its victory over the fox all that more impressive. This feisty feline certainly isn't one to be messed with.
Respect.
Michigan Dog. In 1987, a Michigan-based disc jockey by the name of Steve Cook recorded a song entitled The Legend, in which he sang about a cryptid he described as being half man, half dog. Bizarrely, Cook claims that he invented the creature off the top of his head as an April Fool's Day joke and was completely unaware that sightings of such a beast had been reported all across Michigan, dating all the way back to the early days of the Ottawa tribe. According to those more familiar than Cook with the Michigan Dogman legend, the terrifying cryptid appears every decade, in years that end with the number 7. In 1887, 2 lumberjacks reported encountering the monster while working in a Michigan woods. Another report came in 1937 when a man claimed to be attacked by a pack of dogs, the leader of which walked on 2 legs. The most recent reported encounter with the Michigan Dogman also happens to be the most significant, as it comes with some pretty chilling footage to back it up. The video was captured by a trail cam on a Michigan farm in 2017. It shows the unmistakable shadow of a large 4-legged creature leaping over a fence and clearing the entire farm in a single jump. When the bizarre animal exits the frame, it's still rising vertically into the sky, so we don't know exactly how high it managed to get, but it's certainly heading for a height that's unattainable for any known Michigan wildlife. Hovering lights. In the summer of 2021, the United States government released its long-awaited report on unidentified flying objects in the skies of America. While the report didn't outright admit to the Pentagon having knowledge of extraterrestrial life, it did state that even high-ranking members of the U.S. military had witnessed unexplained aerial phenomena, such as unknown aircrafts moving erratically across the sky. The report also stated that the Pentagon could not rule out alien activity as the cause for these bizarre occurrences.
We know. We've been screaming it from the top of the mountains for so long. We know.
The information contained in the report didn't come as a surprise to UFOologists, who have long been convinced of the existence of, in large part due to videos like this one. The footage was captured by a homeowner who set up a trail cam in their backyard. While they presumably expected to record some squirrels, owls, and other garden visitors, they instead recorded this strange collection of 3 vertically stacked lights moving slowly across the garden and hovering almost at the same height as the trail cam itself. When the baffled homeowner uploaded this video to YouTube seeking an explanation, UFO buffs were quick to declare that otherworldly visitors were to blame, and we can't say that we disagree with them. Nobody who has seen this footage has been able to offer anything that could be considered a more logical explanation. And now, with the Pentagon's newly identified reports on alien activity in the United States, maybe the UFO buffs aren't being so illogical after all. Slender Man. In July of this year, Kentucky resident Douglas Windsor McCloney III took to Facebook to share a spine-tingling piece of footage that he managed to capture on a security camera set up outside his home. In his description for the video, McCloney explained that he had recently checked his security recordings and was shocked to see a gaunt, incandescent humanoid figure stalking his front yard. As you can see from the video
I hope he wasn't somebody wasn't trying to rob him
itself, McCloney was spot on in his description of the Slender Man-like creature. It moved slowly across the man's yard, with its knees and back bent and its arms stretched slightly outwards as if it's eagerly prepared to grab the first victim that it encounters. When mainstream news began reporting on McCloney's recording, it didn't take long for other residents of the Bluegrass State to begin sharing their own encounters with similar creatures. One Twitter user claimed to have witnessed a pale humanoid figure running across her neighbor's lawn, while another recalled seeing such a life form disappearing into a forest near the edge of their property. We're no closer to identifying the horrifying being seen in this security camera footage, but it's very clear that sightings of these things, whatever they are increasing dramatically. American Werewolf. 2022 has been a great year for bizarre videos captured by trail cams and security cameras, and it's safe to say that they don't get more bizarre than this next entry. In our opinion, what makes this recording particularly shocking is the fact that it was released by the Amarillo Zoo, a respected institution that's long worked in partnership with the United States government in order to educate the general public about nature and animals. Therefore, the zoo would have nothing to gain and everything to lose from intentionally circulating a fake video around the internet. In the footage released by the zoo in the summer of this year, we see what looks to be a half-human, half-wolf cryptid stalking the perimeter of the zoo. The beast is quite lean and seems to have no trouble at all when it comes to walking on 2 legs, which has caused many to speculate
but it looked like it got multiple heads.
that this is a rare example of a werewolf caught on tape. If this is indeed the case, we can't help
Am I tripping? It looked like it got multiple heads.
but wonder what a werewolf would be doing lurking outside the zoo after dark. The most obvious answer is that it's on the hunt for some prey, perhaps one of the more vulnerable animals looked after by the zookeepers. Or even more terrifying, perhaps it's acquired a taste for the patrons who visit the zoo on a daily basis. Bigfoot. You know Mothman and Nessie and the Chupacabra, but do you recall the most famous cryptid of all? Bigfoot has fascinated cryptozoologists all over the world for more than a century. The legendary creature is said to be a towering giant, resembling a combination of a great ape and a human being that's made its home in the mountains and woodland areas of North America. From the moment cameras and recording devices became affordable for the general public, footage of supposed Bigfoot sightings has dominated newspapers, books, and more recently the internet. The video you're about to see is one of countless alleged recordings of Bigfoot available online. We chose to showcase this particular video because we believe it's one of the most convincing samples of evidence for the existence of Bigfoot out there. The video was recorded in the spring of 2021 and shows a gigantic humanoid walking upright through the bare trees of a North American forest. The absence of leaves is beneficial here as it allows us to more clearly make out the shape of the beast. It's certainly far too tall to be a man in a costume. Likewise, it appears to be far larger than a bear or any other animal known to inhabit this region of the United States. Skeptics who have studied this recording have struggled to come up with an explanation to debunk the claims that it's a genuine Bigfoot sighting, which, for many cryptozoologists, is more than enough evidence of its authenticity. Antler shed. In the first entry of this video, we discussed Colorado's tired elk, who was captured on a trail cam with a 20-pound car tire stuck around its neck. As you may remember, the environmentalists who rescued the elk were forced to amputate the animal's antlers in order to safely remove the tire. Though this may sound barbaric, it was actually the humane solution, as elk shed their antlers every winter and then grow a new, stronger pair in the spring. The same is true of male deer, also known as bucks. Every January, bucks rid themselves of their antlers and then rapidly regenerate an entirely new pair over the course of the following summer. Sometimes, however, a buck suffers an accident that results in it losing one or both antlers early. This is exactly what happened to the buck that we see in this video. According to the nature enthusiast who captured this video on his trail cam, the buck featured here lost one of its antlers in July, shortly after it began growing. It spent the remainder of the
I wish I could do that. Like back when I wasn't growing my hair out, when my hair was short and I didn't want to go to the barbershop, if I could just do a little shimmy and a shake and the hair just fall off nice and neatly like I like it. Bro, you know how much money that would save?
year roaming the forest with a single antler, inspiring the uploader to christen it One Side. This dramatic recording was taken in January of 2021 and shows the very moment that One Side finally sheds his remaining antler, freeing himself of the lopsided weight that has held him down for almost 3 whole seasons. Startled by the sudden drop of his lone antler, One Side leaps to the right of the screen before realizing what's transpired and happily starts to celebrate his newfound freedom. Seneca white deer. A few years ago, nature enthusiast Dennis Money erected a series of trail cams in Seneca County on what had once been the site of the Seneca Army Depot. The cameras captured a variety of Seneca County wildlife, including wild turkeys and brown deer. But while these creatures were indeed magnificent, they were not the animals they set out to document on camera. His main motivation for setting up the trail cams was filming Seneca's famous white deer herd in their natural...
I don't know, man. And you gotta know, I grew up in the South, bro. So deer, we eat deer. But this deer, I don't know if we should eat this one, bro.
habitat. Although it took a while for him to secure the footage he was after, he was eventually able to obtain these recordings. Here we see the Seneca white deer grazing and playing in their natural habitat. The herd is composed of about 90 deer, and despite what many people may assume, the animals are not actually classified as albino. They're officially considered to be leucistic, which means that they have no pigmentation in their fur, but have the same brown-colored eyes as most other species of deer. The land on which Dennis was able to capture this extraordinary footage is being leased by Earl Martin, who's a respected businessman in the Seneca Falls area. Martin is an avid nature lover, and he intends to use his fortune to develop the former military base into a wildlife sanctuary, with a particular emphasis on protecting and expanding the population of the Seneca white deer. Okay, that does it for this look at 15 of the weirdest things ever caught on trail cams. Some of the footage that we examined in this video showed us the indisputable majesty of nature and the world around us. Other pieces of footage, however, showcased just how horrifying the world can be, especially when it thinks we're not looking. So tell us, which side of the spectrum are you guys on? Are you going?
I can't wait. I can't wait, man. Get me a yard. I'm putting up trail cams just so I can sleep comfortably at night and know it ain't no Bigfoot or no white deer or no just craziness just lurking around, foxes and other things that could be lurking around your crib, man. Like if you got a big yard and don't have one of these, what are you doing with yourself? You need one just so you can know. You know what I mean? Or people creeping past through your yard at night. You need to know this stuff, bro. So I would need that and motion sensors. All right. But y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought of this video, man, and these trail cams. It's your boy L. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.